Today we're gonna do something because I've been interested in doing a little bit of Airbnb and I'm looking to get into it in the future. So today we're gonna be reacting to why everybody is quitting it, because I mean, to me it seems like a good time to get started, and I haven't started yet, but I'm looking to in this year. So without further ado, let's check this out. Roll a clip.
If you're in Houston, there's a medical center. Everyone
I'll be in Houston. I'm taking a flight in a couple hours.
wants to host there because they want to tell their landlords that they're hosting traveling nurses. Well, everyone is teaching that online and everyone is using that as their pitch. So that means everyone is going to those kind of areas, which means it's oversaturated.
That can't be good.
So you're here to hear about the tea on why everyone is quitting Airbnb, right? My name is Kiera. I am known as the coach for the host on Instagram. I have been hosting on Airbnbs.
See if I can zoom into her stuff, and I'm not that tech savvy.
Since 2018, and we made over 200,000 in the last 12 months from our little under a dozen units. First things first, why?
I wonder how profitable it is though, because I mean, it's when you hear numbers like she's made over $200,000, you'd have to take into consideration how many apartments she's paying rent on and all of this stuff, cleaning fees and everything. So the revenue looks great on paper, but is it 60K profitable, 70,000? Something interesting that I wanted to look into. But if you're using it as like a second or third source of income, that's always dope. Like, I mean, especially once you get it turnkey set up to where it's automated. I've seen a lot of videos with people talking about this is really, you can get it automated to where the cleaners come in and clean the apartments and all. Okay.
You're probably not doing as well on the app as you wanted to when you first started, is that you didn't know that you were supposed to figure out how long it would take for you to like break even. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So some of y'all, including myself, when I first started, like some of y'all get really excited about furnishing the unit and you end up spending 8, 9, 10,000 because you're not watching your budget, okay? But the thing is, say for example, you do your research and you realize that you can only make $2,000 in the zip code that you're in a month on Airbnb, right? But your bills are $1,500. You're only profiting $500. So if you
And that's what I was just talking to you guys about. Like, you only putting in $500, so that's not something you can live off of.
profit, meaning like after you pay all the bills, you get to keep 500. If you pay,
and that's if you don't hire cleaners and you coming in there and cleaning it yourself. Now, if you wanted to be a cleaner all your life, then that's cool, but most people just want the money.
8,000 to furnish your unit, that's gonna take what? 8,000 divided by 5 is how many months? 500. Let's see, 8,000 divided by 500 is 16 months. That's 16.
Is that right? Oh, that is right. Damn, my mouth's crazy off.
Months it'll take you to make your money back. Not even get money in your pocket, just to get your money back. Most leases are, if you're doing arbitrage, most leases are 12 months. That means that you're not making your money back in your lease. You're gonna be at a loss. In my personal opinion, I think, oh, by the way, if I'm looking at my phone, it's because I have notes, I don't wanna forget anything. But if you are, well, my advice is to spend around 3,000 to furnish your unit. It sounds crazy and impossible, but I promise you it's possible. How? For example, instead of going to At Home and all these stores.
Right, everybody trying to do it. I'm not gonna lie, I wanna do it too. Credit Crusader.
First, to buy your pictures and your canvases, go on Etsy, find a nice printable printout, a wall art printout for like $8. Print that printout at Walgreens for $10, and then buy a frame for it for $10. That's like what, $28 for a big old frame that you would pay $200 for at Home, right? You have to be smart with.
And that's the same thing with like fix and flips too. When the newbie investors that they always talk about online, they spend too much money fixing up the house. You spend thousands of dollars in the kitchen and you're not gonna live there. It just has to be nice enough. Depends on obviously the kind of market you're trying to go for. Because if you're looking for like celebrities and stuff, that's one thing. But I mean, if you're somebody that's looking for like the average consumer, so you can get your Airbnb rented out more oftentimes, because I've done research on all of this stuff, and yeah, you don't need to spend a ton of money on furniture, because when your furniture gets messed up because some wild college kids or something like that started throwing a party, you're gonna be upset
with what you're doing. Secondly, well, just another bonus tip, I guess, we furnish with books. So a lot of our units have like books, and it just looks really good. Like, it sounds weird, but like Putting books out really makes a unit, and our guests love it. I know books are expensive, so what we do is we go to Goodwill. A lot of people will be shooked.
Most books are free nowadays. Like people throwing books out. You can probably
shook. a lot of people will be shook on the selection that Goodwill has. They have so many freaking books for $1 and $2. It is so crazy. And I mean brand new books that people come and donate and never open.
I ain't gonna lie, buying books for decoration is crazy. You're not even gonna read them.
How many of us actually open the books we read? Exactly.
No
So you have to get smart with how you're furnishing and don't spend too much. How can I know how much my zip code is going to make though, and how much I'm going to make on the app? Well, this is actually number 2 on why they went wrong and why they're failing is they're not doing.
And I have a whole bunch of websites, links, bookmark that I got a whole bunch of bookmarks online that I've been from the research that I've been doing. So once this video ends, I got like 2 more of people quitting that I'm going to watch. But for people that don't stick around too long, this video is about 7 minutes long. And then I'm going to show you all the links that I found for Airbnb and for it. So if you're interested in doing it, I'm still interested in because I want to see what it does. Yeah. Just gonna give you a couple tools.
In the research. So what you need to do, you need to go on AirDNA, AIRDNA.co.
That's one of the tools.
Again, this is not sponsored. Go on AirDNA.co, type in your city, and just check it out. You can actually see all the Airbnbs and VRBOs in your city on that AirDNA map. Now, AirDNA, if I'm not mistaken, it is behind by like a month or a couple of weeks or something like that on its data, but still, it's so relevant. At least it has the last 12 months, right? That's relevant for me to know. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through every single zip code, and you're gonna, because there's a zip code piece at the top, you're gonna go through every single zip code and you're gonna figure out how much you're going to make in that area. There's a formula right here that I'm gonna put at the bottom of the screen. This is how you're gonna figure out how much that zip code can make. So it's average daily rate, meaning how much can I make per night on average in this zip code? How much am I gonna get in my pocket? How much are people booking it for? Times the occupancy rate, which is how many days out the month am I gonna be booked? At what percentage am I going to be occupied? Is my unit going to be having people in it? Times 30. Okay, 30 because there's on average 30 days in a month, right? So use that formula to figure out how much you're going to make in every single zip code in your city. Why? Because look, think about it like this. What if you're in a Houston, or let's say you're in a market where you're all about the hype and you hear like, oh, you know, medical center, there's a medical center. Like if you're in Houston, there's a medical center. Everyone wants to host there because they want to tell their landlords that they're hosting traveling nurses. Well, everyone is teaching that online and everyone is using that as their pitch. So that means everyone is going to those kind of areas, which means it's oversaturated. It can be oversaturated, that zip code. So what if, you know, you find out that in that medical center, you can only make $2,000 a month, but a zip code outside the city that barely has any units, like 20 units, you can make $8,000 a month, right? And yes, this is possible. This is 1,000% possible. And let's say 1 month you have a slow month and your income drops and you're only making $1,500 on that medical center zip code, and then like $6,000 on the outside zip code that's, you know, outside the city, or not outside the city, but further out in the city, but both of the rents and bills are the same. And so that's how it is in most cities. What are you gonna want to do? You're gonna want to move to that city, right? The one where you're making more money. So that's my point. You need to know in the beginning, before you get your unit, how much you can make in your zip code. Now I know on AirDNA you have to pay per month, but it's okay. And let me tell you why. Would you rather have to pay your rent and, you know, use $300 of your own money to make up for the bills? Or would you rather pay $100 one time to figure out which zip code you're gonna be making the most money in?
And just to touch on what she talked about, because another thing that from what I've been watching, they were saying the way I would plan on doing it was obviously through business credit. You can get corporate leases with and I've had videos on this channel of how to get net 30 accounts, and I've set up and I've started creating business credit. I got gas cards now. Flash one. Let me see if I can cover it up. But anyway, you don't have to put these leases in your name. Oh, I'm about to flash my damn, what's the name? So this is the gas card, Shell gas card, and it's gonna build credit for your business. And from there, I want to say about 2 years, as long as you have enough credit for 2 years, you've had business credit, you can put leases on in your business name. And the thing about it is the way you structure these deals when you call a bunch of people, or maybe you go inside like a new building that's opening up, and you let the manager know. Excuse me. You let the manager know. Shoot. Hold on. Oh, you guys can still hear me. You let the business. Oh, this is doing this. You let the business know that. Damn, that call threw me off. You let the business know that if you're not going to make any money on these deals, then you're going to give the apartment back. See, the problem with most landlords and stuff is that, you know, they rent out an apartment, and if the person is actually living there, when the tenant doesn't want to leave and you got to evict the tenant. But what you can tell your landlord is that if you're not making money on this apartment, you're going to give it back because you don't want to you're not living in this apartment. So it's not personal for you. It's all business. And most of the landlords, you're going to have to call a couple people, but it's work for some people.
Don't go with.
Okay, so it's back to working. All right, let's finish this video up.
The first apartment that tells you yes. Don't go with the first landlord that tells you yes. You need to know the data, okay? That's my personal opinion on that. Now, if you are in a predicament where you've already gotten your unit and you don't know what to do, you have options. You can, if you are truly in a medical center, contact the hospitals in the area. Figure out the department that houses patients when they come into the city. Figure out who's in charge of that and see if you can possibly get on their list, okay? It's a lot, but I don't know if I mentioned this, but actually, I think I already talked about that. Just kidding. So again, how do you avoid failing on Airbnb like everyone else? A, you need to choose the right zip code. The zip code that makes the most money or close to a lot of money. So choose your area wisely. Two,
so that AirDNA thing, I've heard a lot of Airbnb people use.
Don't go to areas where the hype is hyped, or where all the hype is up, or I don't know how people say it these days, but don't go to the area where it's hyped up, okay? And then number 3 is make sure you're spending less when you furnish, okay? It's all about expenses, that's all. This is like the tip of the iceberg. Like, it is literally the tip. So what I want you to do is go ahead, sit back, relax, and kick off your shoes, because hashtag you're home, okay? You are home. Make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you know when I'm uploading, because it's a lot more to go, okay? And I'm here for you. I really am. You having a unit does not hurt me, okay? And I truly feel like because we do that zip code research, we're always doing well on Airbnb. Like, we don't have slow seasons. So yeah, hashtag you're home, and I'll see you later. Bye.
She seems cool. Let me see. Kara, maybe I'll subscribe. Let's check her channel out. Oh, she's only got one video. I'll subscribe anyway. See if she continues to post. That was 2 months ago. That video did really well though. And that's why we're here now. What was I gonna do? Oh, let me switch the camera because I might show off some personal stuff. And I'm gonna pull up a couple of websites that I use to Airbnb. And we'll go from there. Real estate, photos. We have real estate photos. Places you could buy furniture. Oh, appreciate that. I enjoy this channel. Let's see what else we got. I got a ton of websites. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like Alexis Wright. That's the first. I don't want to say she's the first creator that I seen that was actually doing an Airbnb, but okay, traditional Airbnb properties. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't looked at some of these links in a long time because, you know, my business credit ain't right. It doesn't make sense for me to go through that. So let's see. Okay, so first thing, how I make a fortune on Airbnb owning no property. I don't buy a home for Airbnb. So this is the video. And I follow this guy, Airbnb Automatic. I'm not gonna, oh, it's a 5-minute video. We can run through it. My flight's not till 5:45. Matter of fact, for the people that want to leave early, we'll come back to that. But some of the links, what was this? This is a service where they take pictures of your house. Now, if you're not someone, I'm looking to buy a 360 camera/video camera because it's called an Insta360 because I want to do some 360 videos as well. But you could also use it to actually take pictures of your home and everything. This is a service if you're not. This was a, let me see, turnover B&B. Automated, yeah. So I like this. This is a website where you can automate your turnover B&B. So where I want to say you would hook up your calendar with the cleaners and all of that stuff and go from there. And then from here we had traditional. Not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure what all of these websites are for. Traditional Airbnb investing. And this looks like nothing. See how much any address can earn as a short-term rental. So there's just a couple things.
Cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome back, Airbnb fan. Whether it's better to go for equity or cash flow when buying your first Airbnb home. Now, I have a very strong opinion on this, and I'm sure plenty of you do on either side of the fence. But mine is going to mess with you here. My opinion, don't buy a home. Don't buy a single property if you want to be an Airbnb host. And there's a very good reason for this. We're going to jump right into it. It's a very simple math problem. If you want to have multiple Airbnb properties and be successful as a business, don't buy your home. So here we go. Let's say you are buying your first investment property. You need 20% down because it's a non-FHA. You're not going to live there. You're going to run out the entire place on Airbnb, which means since you're not living there, it's an investment property, 20% down. So let's say you buy a $250,000 home with 2 bedrooms and you're $50,000 down. You also need to upgrade it possibly and furnish it. So you're looking at potentially $70,000 a month before you're live on Airbnb. Now, that 2-bedroom property will profit you maybe $5,000, and that is including your equity because you have to pay property taxes, utilities, pay for your cleaner, etc. And in this example, the other person is going to pay for their cleaners too, so let's keep it even. So you're going to make maybe $6,200 to $6,500 a month on your 2-bedroom, and your profit after all the costs will be $5,000, including your equity. So $70,000 in, $5,000 a month out. Okay, that's the homeowner side. Now, I rent my property. I furnish them, and then I short-term rent them. Now, let me tell you what I do with my $70,000 in this situation. I get 10 properties, right? It costs me about $7,000 per. That includes my cost of getting my first lease, the furniture, everything, okay? So at 10 properties, 6 cents they break. Conservatively, I'm where homeowner with their $70,000 is now making $5,000 per month. So you can see I'm already ahead by $4,000 a month, but it doesn't even end there. So the cool thing about doing rentals is you can grow in smaller increments. The moment I have another $7,000, I can put another property and have 11, right? So first month I make $9,000. I can put 7,000 towards another.
I'm skipping because I thought this was a video talking about how you get business leases and you go from there, but it doesn't seem like that. So that's why I'm skipping.
$650 per month, including your appreciation. I'm still making $9. I'm still whooping you there. But let's talk about housing bubbles, right? You could lose money on your property. This could actually happen. Also, you could buy a home in a terrible part of town that's not good for Airbnb, which neighborhoods, and I make all my money that way. And I do this completely legally. We're gonna actually cover this in a very recent, like very near future video. I'm gonna actually show you the legal process that I take to pick up all of my leases, and homeowners or property management companies, they can't do anything about it. They are stuck with me, at least to the end of the lease. So we're going to talk about that money.
Yeah. So we're not going to go into his videos, but I already told you, basically you got to get business credit. And then once you get the business credit, from there, you can go to the property manager, or maybe you got some homes that are looking like apartments in your area that are looking to be rented out, and you speak to the landlords. You have to contact a couple of them and just simply tell them, like, you know, your business, this is what you do. And from there, if there's someone that's interested in leasing out to you, letting them know, like, you know, the property's going to always be taken care of, inspected. And if you're not making money from this apartment, then they're not going to make money. And then some people will say, well, why would a landlord do that? Why wouldn't they just do it themselves? The thing about it is people are typically lazy, and people aren't going to want to go and do all of the research that they have to do that. It's way easier to just stick someone in your home or apartment and let them rent it out, and you just collect a check every month. Like, this is a business, and this is something that you're gonna also have to, you're gonna have to put time and effort into it. Like, I've been living here for probably 4 months. I might have contacted my landlord twice. So compared to there being tenants coming in and out of your house hopefully as often as possible.
First of all,
So this is another creator.
right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel.
Let me see, it might skip through this. Why she started.
First of all, let's
do y'all care? Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care why I started, who inspired me. She got inspired by the same person I got inspired from. Alexia, right? I saw that. Yeah. Let's see. Professional photography.
I was so into getting this started, and I was so excited about it. And also, a tip that I learned from Alexia Wright, the entrepreneur, was to have professional photos taken, which I did. I had a hired him, and he took
I can't lie. I got a TikTok brain. Like, I lose interest really fast and stuff.
Get into the pros.
And I already saw this video, so it's not nothing against her saying her video is boring, but I saw it already. Some of it, most of it, I got halfway through.
The money.
The money, it's always the money.
The money. It's about the money, okay? I mean, that's what it really was all about initially. I just wanted a second source of income. Money, the money.
Hey, get to it.
The money. And I made a lot. So I'm going to enter a screenshot right here, somewhere on the screen, of how much I've made since I started the Airbnb, which I started at the end of April this year, 2021, and it is now September. We're almost at the end of September 2021. So from that time frame, I'm going to show you guys how much I've made. I think another pro about
that's not
having
bad.
The Airbnb was the fact that, no, I know this was a pro. Like,
it was 6-7 months.
This is a pro. I don't think this is a pro for me. I did my best to make my guests feel welcome. I would have snacks laid out for them when they walk in, or really right when they walk in, you see a bottle of wine and some champagne glasses, or on a platter. You see the wine, and then you see the snacks with a bottle of waters. And I had no regular snacks. I had, like, at first I used to have the healthy snacks, like the healthy chips. And then I started putting in, like, Doritos, Cheetos,
the cheap stuff,
barbecue Lays, and then Oreos and Nutter Butters. And when you would walk in a room, I would have this tray that had 2 big cleansing wipes and toothpaste. If you possibly forgot to bring it, it was just eyes walking in.
All of these things that she's saying, I think I'm watching a video with Alexia, right? If you're gonna do it, was saying this will get you higher ratings on reviews and people want to come back.
Feeling productive, feeling as if I have a business that I'm running.
Yes, you do.
I don't know if it's an ego thing or it's just who I am by nature, because I am a very independent. And
Lord, independent.
And that is a pro to me, to feel that way. Now,
I don't need no man. I'm independent.
On the cons, honey.
Y'all know I run a dating channel, right? Yeah, we ain't gonna go down that road.
There are.
Let's see the cons.
I'm sure y'all can imagine. There are some cons, and one of them is people do not respect your space. 100%. People are coming from vacation, coming for a wedding, because they just want to visit, they just want to have a night on the town, and they don't give a damn about your Airbnb. They don't give a damn about your apartment. They don't. Somebody. Okay,
that was the first one.
Has left. Okay, so all I have is white towels. And it was a time where they
left
had
number
like
2 on
a
it.
whole bunch of dirty makeup in the towel. Why would you do that? Hey. Makeup on the white towel, it just do something to you. And the towel don't ever go back white. It be brown after you wash it.
I don't know nothing about that. All right, next. Let's see what the next one.
What do we have here? Situations like that, you are able to reach out to the guest and request money from them for something that they may have damaged in the Airbnb. So that was a great thing. I did get my refund. I'll put a picture somewhere on the screen. I did get paid for that and got that taken care of. So yeah, that was one thing. It'd be a lot of hair everywhere.
Not you with this hair talking about it be a lot of hair everywhere.
So just to let you know, majority of
and that's nothing against her. She's an attractive woman, but
times me and my girlfriend, my baby love, me and my baby love would go and clean the Airbnb ourselves. She always cleans the restroom because I'm not about to clean it. I'm sorry. I'm not getting these dirty. I'm not putting on no gloves for no other people. She is very generous enough to take care of the restroom everywhere. In the sink. This older couple came over. Before they came over, they asked, was the pool available for use? And I let them know, yes. So at that time, when they asked me that, it was a month before coming to the Airbnb. So they booked the Airbnb a month in advance. Asked me, will the pool be available, right? And I told them yes. So at the time, the pool and the gym is located in the leasing office. The leasing office was being remodeled at the time that they asked. I was under the impression that the pool and the gym will be completed by the time that they came. So boom, they come. Guess what? The pool is not ready. The pool is not available. Remodeling wasn't finished at the time. He just goes upon himself to leave me a very bad review. That's literally around the corner from my Airbnb. He said, they've been to the lake before, it's nothing new. So he declined my offer. And it was just nothing I could do about it. I definitely apologized to him. I suggested the lake and he was just very unsatisfied with that, which is understandable, but it was out of my control. The remodeling wasn't finished at the time.
So the pool was closed.
Goes upon himself to leave me a very bad review.
What reviews, second story time, squatters. Let's check out.
A lot of other things that's not even true. I'm like, have you ever heard of squatting? Have you? Squatting or squatters. Pretty much if a person is staying at a place for, I believe, 30 days or longer, they can like claim it as theirs and not leave.
That's crazy.
So for him staying 53 nights, I was concerned about that, right? I'm just like, I've heard stories about people with Airbnb and dealing with squatters, and I just became even more uncomfortable. So I was also thinking about that, but he ended up coming anyway. So he's there now. Actually, me and my mom are going to go over there and like, I'm going to introduce myself because for one, you're going to be staying there for a long time. I just want to make sure you know you know my face and I introduce myself because you're staying in my place, and I need to let you know that you can contact me for any. The last question is me ending this video, which is, why am I quitting my Airbnb business? If those stories and those examples and those cons weren't enough,
they don't seem that bad. I'm not gonna hold you.
It should be enough to know why I'm quitting. It's just those experiences, the experience came to a point to where I'm not happy with it anymore.
Going to the next one.
Last year, I 15x'd my income after I quit my 9-to-5 job, and I thought, hey, by doing that, I was gonna go out and buy a lot more Airbnbs. Here's the fact of the matter, I didn't really. And there is actually a reason for that. It's not that I gave up on Airbnb or that I don't want to Airbnb anymore. It's just that my mindset as an Airbnb investor and entrepreneur just completely changed.
And by the way, today's video is brought to you by Here.co.
Of being a millionaire and making $1 million bucks, and I was like, as soon as I do that, I'm so happy, it's gonna be great, it's gonna fuel everything, it's gonna be able to buy so many Airbnbs and this and that. Here's what actually happened.
I'm not happier.
As soon as I hit that $1 million milestone, I was like, oh, okay, so I make extra money now, which is really great, but I don't know, I'm not happier as a result. I'm the same level of happy. And I always want to clarify, this isn't me saying not happy versus happy, just saying like, I'm already a relatively happy person. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be. We'll get into that probably in other videos if you're interested in that. But I think for me, what was really, really sticking out was that it wasn't really like the money that was tied to the happiness as much as like freedom and time. And so for me now, I think what's really tied to my happiness
happiness level, like on any given day, and the joy in my life and how I'm feeling and my mood is my time. And so when I have days where I'm just blocked wall to wall to wall with meetings and investor meetings and content creation, and I'm just like wall to wall and I don't get to see my wife or my kids, that does affect my happiness. And so
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna skip because I want to hear why. I don't want to hear about your time. It's got half of this is how he calculates his time. It's gonna be different for you guys.
of today's video, why I'm not buying Airbnbs anymore, or
That's
whatever it ends up being. I don't know, it always changes last second. And it's not because I don't want to buy more Airbnbs, but it's simply I'm having to buy less of them. I get really great $300, $400, $500, $600,000 deals that come across my desk every single day. I've got the cash right now to execute on many of them, but I don't do it. What I've been doing over the last year is just holding on to my money and really focusing on the glam sites and the fund that I'm working on, because I know that even though I'm not buying Airbnb and scaling that side of my portfolio, I understand that the only true way to scale my portfolio is to build many multi-unit developments. So that's gonna be 20 houses in Joshua Tree, there's gonna be 60 tents in Arizona, that's gonna be 10 tiny houses in Gatlinburg, it's gonna be another 7 houses on the East Coast, and then maybe another 4 tiny homes in Wisconsin. And here's the good thing and the bad thing. I got all my time back from not buying Airbnbs every single month. That part is cool, but it's also bittersweet because I'm not making more money on my Airbnb business. However, I'm getting a lot of my time back to focus on these investments. Now, while I'm not making more money gradually every single month by acquiring more stuff, I'm basically saving my time up, saving my money up, so that when these developments come to fruition, I'm gonna be cash flowing hundreds of thousands of dollars more every single month.
And now a quick word from today's sponsor, Here.co. Now I know that you're probably all day simply because I don't have the same amount of time that I used to, and so
I've been sprinting for the last 4 or 5 years, but now what I've realized is I have to go to a light jog.
I believe it's jogging or yogging. It might be a soft J.
Because it's a marathon. And so as much as I want to keep adding cash flow to my portfolio every single month, it's simply not practical for me because I have less time, because I have a platform now.
It's only 2 of you guys in here.
I have my educational programs.
I'm
on
like,
the bigger
I'm getting
pocket.
bored. I just want to hear. This is a luxury part.
Talking about on the channel lately, and it's that I'm really only investing in luxury Airbnbs at this point. Really what that means is that I'm targeting Airbnbs that are from $1 to $3 million, because taking my Scottsdale property, for example, which is a $3.25 million house that I bought or am buying, or I don't know if I've closed on it at the point where this video has come out, but that's a $3.25 million house. It's a lot of work for that one house, but it's so much easier than buying 10 $300,000 houses.
Right.
It saves me a significant amount of time. My return might be just a hair less, but not really when you factor in my hourly rate and what I'm losing by not focusing on all the projects that I talked about earlier. So for me, luxury real estate is a really great solution to my time crunch and acquiring properties. I don't want to stop buying Airbnb properties. I just want the ones that I buy to count. I've got a finite amount of properties that I can finance, buy, fund, and manage. So I got to make sure that every single one that I buy furthers my ultimate goal of building wealth and getting my time back.
Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. Maybe if you can afford it, why don't you just start with luxury? Less properties that you have to deal with, and you'll make probably not as much money as if you bought 2 or 3 apartments, but you'll probably make more money because you can charge more. So anyways, that was pretty interesting. That's all I got for y'all. The like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll holla.
Low on my fitted, dreams has always been vivid. I'm just trying to go get it, catch me right